Hello everyone and welcome back on Haruki Murakami art. My first top 5 ranking was back in March, and in these past 6 months I have read several new Murakamis that did heavily influence my top 5 ranking. In case you haven't watched my last ranking, you'll find the link here and in the info box. And I definitely recommend to rewatch it again as it has changed a lot. At the end of the video, I will also show a comparison so you can get a better overview on what has happened in this crazy guy's mind. I hope you're having fun, so sit back, relax, and enjoy yourself. My number 5 is South of the Border, West of the Sun. I still love the characters and their connections in this book, especially the bond between Shimamoto and Hajime. The book is full of deeper meanings and very humane acts. Somehow Murakami managed to create a protagonist that has so many faults and weaknesses, and still I care about him. To me, South of the Border, West of the Sun is a mirror of our double standards, with very seductive scenes and a subtle foreshadowing. On my 4th place you will find Norwegian Wood. Norwegian Wood is a moving story about a sad and depressing love story, and still it makes me smile. Toru and Naoko are written like porcelain figures, very fragile and intimate. It is a story about young and growing adults that are getting overrun by life. Every time I get back to this book, images of rainy and snow-capped sceneries project into my mind, and the letters exchanged between the characters are like letters someone unknown but still familiar has sent to me to tell this story. Number 3 on my list is Killing Commendatore. This novel was my first ever Murakami and brought me back to reading after a long time. It is the ultimate book that takes me to another place. Once I open the pages to reread single passages, I am immediately back in the mountains, find myself in the forest and start to dream. It is a gate to an alternate reality, an escape of my daily routine, and a color and powerful novel that offers very strange, ambivalent characters that captured my heart in a very, very short time. Killing Commendatore will forever have a very special place in my heart. The second place on my list is a book that is like an epic saga to me. 1Q84 attended many of my months this year and made me release several videos about it. The story of 1Q84 is full of actions, emotions, fantastic happenings and characters. But it has one major weakness: female portrayal. The passages of the female body parts are almost unreadable for me, but the rest of the story is so gripping, thrilling and tremendous that for the first time in my long movie and book experience, my personal rating of an opus hasn't been influenced. This is the reason I called 1Q84 an unbearable greatness in my review. This book managed to make me overlook its weaknesses and simply enjoy all the passages I loved, as I felt like a little kid watching a work of fantasy for the first time. I know that many of you will call me weak or impermanent, but 1Q84 challenged and in the end defeated me. So before I'll show you my number 1, I want to recommend a very good Murakami book that didn't manage to get in my top 5, but is worth being mentioned for everyone who wants to read something different by our favorite novelist. After Dark. This novel feels very different from his other works, is set in one single night and is written like a movie script. So please put it on your must-read list as it is very enjoyable and kidnaps you into the night of Tokyo and shows how convertible Murakami is, even if everyone says that his books are repetitive. This one is a proof that he is more than the typical guy he is being called for. Still, my number one and the undisputed masterpiece is Kafka on the Shore. I know that this is the most famous work of Murakami, and I think it has deserved it for a good reason. Kafka on the Shore is magical, sad, funny, also brutal and somehow romantic story that creates an unbeatable atmosphere. It will amaze young and adult readers at the same time. It will twist your mind and make you feel like you're floating in a dream. You can recognize from my words that I'm totally in love with this book, and this is the reason you will watch a new video on my channel soon, as it is celebrating 20 years now. Kafka on the Shore is greatness, and I will forever be grateful for this book. Now let's see the comparison of my top 5 in March and now. I have read 1Q84 for the first time this year, and it is now behind Kafka on the Shore. Before this, we had Norwegian Wood on the second place. But as Killing Commendatore has a very special place in my heart, I couldn't really remove it from the third place. So Norwegian Wood has pushed down south of the border from place 4 to 5, resulting into a drop of Colorless Tsukuru Tazaki from my top 5. I can understand if you feel irritation now, but 1Q84 has totally twisted my mind. I was caught in this world for so many days, and it felt like I was living under the two moons for a while. Also, Killing Commendatore earns an extra point because of the fact that it has brought me back to reading and focusing on good things in my daily routine. In the end, readers and people in general are creatures driven by emotions, and therefore we can't always be objective in our feelings. This is the reason why my top 5 looks quite different now. A new top 5 ranking will be released next year because 2 bigger novels are on my list now: Hardboiled Wonderland and The Wind-Up Bird Chronicles. Let me know in the comments what you think. I'm really stoked to find out. I'm seeing you in the next video, and until then, have a great time, take good care of yourselves, and never stop reading. See you soon.